everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live for Thursday, January 12th. I am excited to be going live with you all here tonight. Where did I put my host code? Oh yeah, it is there. All right, anyway, sorry everybody, I had to make sure I had my little host code there, and I do. So anyway, welcome everyone to our Facebook Live for Thursday, the 12th of January. This week has seemed to drag for me. Like, I am ready for the weekend. Anyway, hello to Carol. And as you're coming on, please comment and tell me hello. And we'll get started here in just a couple of minutes with some really pretty awesome cards that I have to show you all. So again, as you're coming in, comment and tell me hello. And we will get started. I've been a day ahead of what the day has been all week. So like yesterday I thought it was Thursday, and then today I'm thinking it's Friday, and it's like, oh, I still have another day of work ahead of me. So anyway, it'll be fine, but it has just been a really long week. I'm ready for the break of a weekend. So anyway, as you're joining me and popping on, I do have a few announcements that I wanted to share with all of you. Hello to Courtney. Courtney, I got a chuckle out of your comment right before I went live. So right before I went live with you all, I commented that my Carl cutter died. So the joke was he was our boyfriend. We called him Carl. And so Jen, who does a lot of my cutting, her and I both use that machine or that cutter. And so we always said, you know, he was cheating on me with her, vice versa. We just joked around about Carl being our boyfriend. And the little holder that holds the blades completely wore out. But I will tell you that that cutter has cut so much paper, cardstock. I mean, it has served me well. And I do have a new replacement, Carl, on order, but he won't be here for a few days. But anyway, that was our moment of silence about 15 minutes ago. I told Natalie, I said, Carl broke. She's like, what? So anyway, I haven't even had a chance to tell Jen yet, so I can't wait to let her know that we have a new Carl coming. I think she'll be a little bit sad as well. Anyway, so welcome everyone as you're joining me. A few things I have in the way of announcements. I want to make sure you guys all knew, first of all, about my new club that I've started. I'm really excited about it. I know a few of you have already jumped on the bandwagon and signed up for it. I'm so glad that you did. But it's kind of like I call it a Kim Vogel version of a paper pumpkin, where you will get everything that you need in the kit to be able to make your cards, except for the stamp set. If it's a stamp set you don't have or one that you would like, I'm going to be emailing all club members by the 10th of the month and asking you if you want the stamp set added to your kit. And if you do, then I'll PayPal invoice for that separately. But what I'm excited about is that it's going to be a kit where you guys get all the product that you need and a PDF tutorial sent out the day that my kits ship, so you'll get them right away, right on time. The cost is $38.50 a month, but that does include shipping, and shipping is a true cost. So to ship that kit is usually between $5 to $7. It includes envelopes, so you know that's another cost. You're going to get $20 of product in each one of those kits. So if you have any questions about that club, let me know. I did have a few questions from a couple of you that are part of my other club. My other club is going to continue the same. I do a club where it's order based, or you get it, you pick one of the 3 kits. I am making a couple changes there. I'll be emailing everybody here in the next week or so. That will new changes that will start in February. But that one is not going away. This is an additional club, but this club is only an online exclusive, meaning that I will not offer these classes or these cards in any other kind of in-person format. Okay, you can only get the cards by being part of the card club. And so if Paper Pumpkin wasn't quite your perfect fit for you, consider giving my club a try. You can join it whenever you'd like. If you want to skip a month, you just go out there and you skip a month through PayPal. You'll see what the kit is and what a sneak peek of the cards prior to making your decision each month. But once you do complete 6 months, you receive a goodie bag of products in the mail from me valued at $25. So it's kind of a new club that I'm trying, and hopefully I get a few more people interested in that. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. happy to answer them. So a little update on both of my girls and what they're doing. So Natalie has started her second semester at CMU just this week and loving all of her classes so far. Anyway, loving her classes. And she actually last night tried out for the CMU, which is Central Michigan University, theater dance company. And so if she gets on this dance company, there's a concert that she'll be able to be part of in April. And she is really excited. Yes, Lori, I will make sure you get a link. I'm also going to post it in the description of the video here as well. So you guys will have the link for that. But anyway, so she tried out last night and I was a little scared because I thought the tryout was just like an individual tryout. She had to be there at 5:30 and she didn't come home and she didn't come home and she didn't come home. And it was like a 2.5 hour tryout. So she'll know on Monday. And how it works is, so she tries out for all of the different dance styles. So there's like ballet, jazz, modern, lyrical, tap. I think there was ballroom. Ballroom isn't her thing, but you try out for all of them. And then each of the teachers will put a cast list out for the classes or for the people they would like in their dance class. And then you have a decision in whether or not you want to do all of them. Because of course there's studio time to learn those dances. So I just told Natalie, whatever you do, I mean, hopefully you get into a couple of them. Please don't overcommit yourself because schooling, I told her, has to be the first priority. And she also works a part-time job, 15 hours a week on campus. So I'm like, I really don't want you to overcommit. But I was so proud of her because she come home was it last week? Or was it Monday? And said, Mom, I signed up to try out for the theater dance company. And I went, you did what? Like, she didn't even mention it to me. So I know, Kay, I'm pretty excited. I'm so glad that she went out there and did it all on her own. So hopefully, I'm hoping she gets into a couple of them. It'd be really good for her to be able to keep dancing and doing what she loves. And then Claire has been studying like crazy or playing and practicing like crazy, almost 2 hours a night, working on her piece for her solo ensemble. She just finished her lesson for tonight. Every Thursday night is her lesson with her professor. But he gave her a really hard piece and he told her that he did. But he's like, I know that you can do this. And so that is kind of why I'm pushing you a little bit. But she's having to work for this one. So I will make sure though that I share a video so you guys can all hear it once she has the piece done. And but she's definitely working hard at trying to get that done. And she's back in school after the holiday break, doing well. We did have a scare with her though that I don't think I've ever shared with any of you. So right before the holidays, she went through a 2-week time period where she was getting sick a ton. Her stomach would just feel horrible. She'd be in the bathroom. She would vomit. She just wasn't, feeling good. Then she'd have 2 days where she was better, then another day where she wasn't, and we didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe she had the stomach flu, but it went on for over 2 weeks. So I made an appointment with her doctor. Long story short, her doctor said that it sounded like a food sensitivity issue to her. And she suggested that we try to eliminate starting with dairy completely and then maybe reintroduce one thing at a time of dairy back into her diet to see if that's it. And if not, then you try the gluten-free. Long story short, again with this one, we found out that Claire's cannot have dairy anymore. So she, once we eliminated dairy completely, she has not been sick ever since. And she did try to introduce some regular cheese stick or something, and her stomach started acting up again. And so we definitely know that she has a dairy sensitivity. So here we are now trying to figure things out. So any of you that do a dairy-free diet, if you have tips and tricks for me, I would love to know them. But I've been doing a lot of internet research, told her that we would support her any way we can to make this work. She's been a little trooper about it and not like worried about too much, not, making sure she checks labels. And there's a lot of things you can substitute and do things with. But yeah, so she found out that. I'm glad though that it was that. We were starting to really get concerned because it just wasn't good. She missed a couple days of school again. We thought that she had the flu, so we kept her home. Yes, so Philomena, she does use Lactaid some, but that also causes her other issues. So where then she can't go to the bathroom the greatest. So I know, overshare for all of you, but yes, she does do Lactaid some, but not it isn't going to be like a good long-term solution for her to do that. So anyway, and I even bought her, she's my ice cream child, I even bought her some dairy-free ice cream at the store last weekend, and she loved it. So there's certain things that she said you can tell that are different, but like I got her some sour cream for her tacos, and she said it was perfect. You couldn't tell the difference. So we're working through it, but it's going to be definitely a little bit of a lifestyle change for all of us, because I told her we would definitely support her and make things that she could eat and all that good stuff. So anyway, those are what I have in the way of announcements for all of us. Oh, I don't know, Mary. I'd have to look into that, because like I said, I am still learning all of these different things with this. But anyway, let's get into our sharing. So I have 2 winners from sharing my video last week. So again, any of you that might be new, if you share my video, you get entered into the drawing to receive goodies. And I have 2 goodies from last week. We had the gold adhesive backed swirls, and we have the Parakeet Party ribbon. Okay, and the winners are gold adhesive backed swirls is Mary Clark. So congratulations, Mary. I know that you're watching because I just saw your comment come through. And the winner of the ribbon is Diane Knapp. So congratulations to Diane and to Mary. We'll get those out for you. And up for grabs this week. Ooh, I picked out some bright stuff. We have the solid faceted gems and a bolt of I gotta make sure this is either Starry Sky or Orchid Oasis ribbon. Okay, so those are what is up for grabs this week. Couple other events and things that are open right now. I do still have openings in my for the Love of Music retreat, which is my last fundraiser we're doing for Claire. It's available to any of you in person on February 4th. It's a crafting retreat from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Or I have an online version available as well, where we will ship the things to you. So I do have limited availability left in that. So if it's something that you're interested in, don't delay in getting that yourself registered. And then I also have registration open for my biggest event that I do every year. It's my Creative Escape for Cystic Fibrosis, and this is my 10th year of doing that event. It has gone so fast. Over the course of the last 9 years, we've donated over $15,000 to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for research, and this event is in memory of one of my friend's sons who passed away waiting for a lung transplant. And so I don't see my friend as often as I'd love to. She moved out of the area. Linda, I'm hoping that she might be able to make it to come to this year's event, but I still feel very strongly about this event and love to support it every year. And so we are continuing with that event. So it is on March 3rd and 4th, Friday, Saturday. It's also like a crafting type event. You can work on anything that you want to work on. And then I also have an online version of that as well. And I have been posting that into all of my emails. So if you haven't joined my mailing list, join my mailing list. But it's been also on my Facebook pages and things like that. So anyway, hopefully you guys have seen that. But that just opened up right shortly after the holidays. So that is kind of why I want to make sure that all of you have seen it. And let me make sure that I'm good here, because my computer decided to freeze on me, but you guys, I'm good for all of you, so yay. All right, it's just my computer being silly. Anyway, so I thank you guys for all of your support. I want to thank all of you for your support of donating towards Claire and her event. She it did send out some thank you cards to, and I'm hoping I didn't forget anyone. I've been making a list of all the people that have come to her events, made donations. She worked on them over Christmas break, and they went out in the mail today. I think today, yes. So please, though, if you do not get one and you did donate, please let me know, and please know it wasn't deliberate. The support of that event and for her has been so overwhelming and so appreciative. You guys are going to make me cry. But anyway, but thank yous did go out, like I said, and I just want to make sure you all get one, and she wants to make sure you all get one. She wrote out, I think, 30 of them just over the course of the Christmas break. So anyway, and then a couple of classes that are open. So what you're going to be seeing tonight is one of my classes this month that you're going to be having, you could purchase. I use the Country Floral product suite, which is in our new catalog. And then I also have my Adorable Owls card class open, which that one is adorable. And then I also have my Fragrant Flowers class open, which I showcased, I think it was last week on my Facebook Live. Okay, so with that, I'm going to transition my camera down. I think that's all my announcements that I had for everything. I will be posting links to all of the different events and things you can register for in the description of the video. I may also add it to the comments because sometimes the description of my video doesn't always update. I don't know why. Facebook can be so crazy sometimes. So I will also add them into a comment at the very bottom of my Facebook Live, okay? If you can't find them and you're interested in something, you can always message me and I will send you the direct link, okay? All right, so with that, let's get started. I'm going to transition my camera down and I'm going to show you guys my awesome projects that I have to share with all of you tonight. Okay. So here we go. You're going to get a little sneak peek of some pretty colors of awesome projects. Now, what I like about this is kind of the main product suite in our catalog for Valentine's Day. And what I like about it is that it's not completely overly done up for Valentine's Day. I'll leave this one sit here. You guys got your little sneak peek. Just turning my computer around and getting myself situated here so that way I can show you guys everything that I have. And I got to make sure that my thing is straight. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when I sit down. Okay, so here we go, everyone. All right. So the product, let me show you the product suite first. And you're going to see a project that I recreated using this awesome product suite. So this one is called the Country Floral, and this is, like I said, one of the main product suites in our Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, and it has 2 different packs of designer series paper. If you've watched me a couple weeks ago, you saw where I showcased the beautiful Country Gingham 6x6 paper. Tonight we're going to be focusing in on the Country Floral designer series paper. The one in the middle here is 6x6. This one right here is 12x12. You have the bundle itself. Now this bundle is pretty cool. It is a stamp set and a coordinating punch. And the neat thing is with this punch, you can make cute little flowers. Can you see this right here? Look at that. It's so cute to make little flowers utilizing the punch. You have the leaves, the little punches, so you can do so many different things with this. And there's also some paper I'm going to show you that lines up with this perfectly for you to be able to punch out those images. You also have a double stamp right here. This is the leaves, and then you can put the flowers on top of it, and it lines up perfectly for you to get a really good stamped image. Now this bundle together is $37.75. Really good deal, okay? And one that you're going to definitely want to have to add to your collection. What I like about it is because this isn't too heavily weighted on Valentine's Day, this could also be used for weddings or anniversary cards or anything like that. It doesn't have to just be geared towards Valentine's Day. Okay, so let me show you the rest of the product in the suite before we get started. So I showed you the awesome bundle. They also have this ribbon right here. This ribbon is a duo pack, and then I closed the catalog. So now I can't even tell you guys the cost of that ribbon. It's right near the front, so I'll find it here real quick. Okay, so this ribbon is a duo pack. It's called the Real Red and Burlap Ribbon. And this ribbon pack sells for $9. And you can see mine has gotten some really good use already. I have one roll almost gone. And this is the burlap, okay? So you get them together for $9. And then there are some pastel adhesive backed sequins in there as well. And these are the sequins right here. And you have gold, you have pink, and then you have the blue. Isn't that awesome? Now, I did not forget, and I'm not sure if Carol's watching, because Carol is the one that usually reminds me of my host code. I do have my host code. This is my new host code for January. So anybody who puts in a minimum $30 order with me by going to kimsbasementbunch.com, entering in this host code, you will receive 3 of these projects or 3 of these cards already done and sent to you in the mail as a personal little thank you for your order. So that I will leave up here a little bit. So if you guys need to write that number down, it's also, if you just go to my website at kimsbasementbunch.com, this code is right there as well on the right hand side on a little in a little corner of it. Okay, So that is the product suite that we are going to be using. So this first project, and those of you that watch me regularly are going to see that this is just a remake of one that I did for Christmas, but look at how awesome this is. This is that Hershey chocolate Hershey bar holder. Remember I did this a while back with the gnome? Well, I found some Hershey bars that were special dark, and they have the little red on the top and bottom to add red color to it for Valentine's Day. I'm also going to be doing an all Facebook Live 3D projects, Facebook Live, probably in a couple weeks, showcasing other 3D projects as well. But this is a project that I created for Christmas, and it's one that actually both my husband and my son gave to their, my son owns a detail shop, so he gave them to people in the clients that he did work for the month of December. And my husband gave these out to his people he worked with the month of December. What I used for this heart right here is I actually used, these hearts are in our annual catalog. These are the double heart punches. And I love these punches because you can instantly have the little scallopy look around the solid one. And I'm going to show you real quick how I made this, because this has become, I will tell you, is one of my hot items that I sold at my craft show. And you just start with a piece of 7.5 by 6.5 piece of paper. Now, if your paper runs directional, you're going to want to make sure that you cut it in the right spot, because you don't want your holder to go the wrong way when you have your hearts running funky. So you're going to want to have it on the long side at 7.5, and then here you have it at 6.5. I did then score it at 2.5 on each side. So I did that in advance. So that's just a quick and simple score mark. And then all you're going to do, I think I scored it the wrong way because I want depends on how you want or folded it. Depends on how you want this to be, because I want the blue to be on the outside. So I need to fold in, yeah. So see, I want my blue on the outside. So I need to fold in this one. So you're just going to fold in on each end. So right where that score line is, I'm just lining this up and I'm going to fold it down. And I'm going to do that on the other side. That's kind of why I like to fold it first. And then I kind of put my nail in there a little bit, because that kind of helps guide me where it needs to be. And you're just going to fold those in. And then these two will just fold over. But again, you can do it the opposite way if you wanted to as well. Okay, now for this, you're going to want to use tear and tape, because when you add the candy bar, it does make it pucker a little bit. And you're going to want to make sure that you have a really good secure fold on that. So either one of them, depends on how you want to fold it. I'm going to add my tear and tape to this part right here. Again, it's quick and simple. So if you have grandkids and you're looking at wanting something quick and simple for them, doesn't get any more quicker and simpler than this right here. And this paper is perfect. Now you can't use the country floral for this, or the country gingham, I'm sorry, because that's only 6 by 6 and it needs to be 7.5 on the one side. So you really do need a 12 by 12 piece for this, okay? So we're gonna take that off there. And then all we're going to do is fold this over, and it's going to line up perfectly. And voila, there is your adorable little holder. And then your candy bar will just slide ever so nicely inside of this. And they will fit perfectly. So let me just get this in here and show you. So see, you got to kind of pucker it a little bit. You see how I'm squeezing it a little bit? You do have to pucker it just a little bit to get it to fit, but it will fit. And that's why this has to be secured really, really good. And then I have here, I punched out in advance a couple of these. Let me see if I can get my computer's being silly on me again. There we go. Now I can see you guys' comments again. Woohoo! Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to adhere these two together right here. So I have the solid in real red, and then this, or the scallopy one is in real red, and then I have the inside one done in petal pink. And I just adhere those two together. We're going to put those on with a few dimensionals. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on here. And voila, we have our cute little 3D project that I recreated. Remember, this is a neat thing that I wanted to show you guys. So just because I do projects that are Christmas themed doesn't mean you can't change them up for something else, right? Now, if you wanted to, you could also add a little sentiment down here, or a little, like a stamp a little Valentine sentiment. I kept it really simple for tonight's Facebook Live, just to kind of show you how that little red ties in with the red here, and how cute, right? And that's using that Country Floral 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Okay, so that is my first project. I survived the 3D project. Sometimes I worry about that. All right, so my next card that I'm going to show for you is this one right here. And this card I love. So this is the one that, remember when I showed you the stamp set, I mentioned that there was stamped images here that you could do the leaves in one color, so it's green, and then I used Sweet Sorbet for the other. And I just used one of our stylish shapes to cut out this circle, okay? And then I just stamped those on there. So let me show you how easy this card is to assemble. And I did my little zigzaggedy in there, you know how I always do that. So this is Sweet Sorbet cardstock, cut 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a layer of the Mossy Meadow, cut 5 1/4 by 4. And then a piece of the Designer Series paper that is cut 5 by 3 3/4. And you can see that that green is just going to be in the middle there to kind of bring out the green in the stamped image, and it just makes it pop just a little bit. So I'm going to adhere this down. Whoops, my adhesive's being, there we go. A little silly there. All right, so I'm just going to adhere this down, and then this whole piece is going to get adhered down to my card base. And then I'm going to do that zigzag ribbon, which has become a very popular thing that I do. You guys should know that about me by now. I love it. So easy. Didn't Carl do a good job on these? I know. I know. Oh, Courtney, you're making me sad all over again. I'm joking. But it was a sad moment. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I immediately went to Amazon and bought one because I know that he will save me so much time. And, you know, hopefully that Carl will not be too upset with me that I got a Carl replacement. But yeah, that has been the joke for us for a long time, that's our boyfriend. Because sometimes we feel like we spend more time with Carl than we do our husbands. Jokingly, but that was always kind of like been our little inside joke. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I'll have to text Jen after my live and break the news to her. Although she has one at her house because she does a lot of my cutting at her house. So it won't cripple her too much because we still have that one that she can still continue doing the work. It's just whatever I cut here that I can't do. So anyway. All right, so there's our zigzag ribbon. Again, doesn't have to look pretty because you're going to cover up some of these. Oh, thank you, Pat. You're too kind. Just a quick and simple, easy card. You can see the little hearts in the background. And again, oh, and I didn't show you guys all the patterns of this paper. That's one thing I didn't do. I'm surprised none of you reminded me. So after I finish this card, I will show you the patterns of the paper so you can kind of see all the choices that I had to pick from in making all of these awesome cards. So this I then stamped with the Mossy Meadow and the Sweet Sorbet ink, okay? And then I have I love that we are friends. All of my stamped images also came from the Country Bouquet bundle or stamp set. And I'm just going to cut this at an angle and cut that off here. And that's going to go on with a couple dimensionals. And then I just embellished the card with those pastel adhesive backed gems. So there we go. Oh, Mary, you like it too. Yay. This is probably one of my favorites out of the ones from tonight. And I'm just starting with how they are in my stack. So that's kind of why I'm doing this one first. Normally I keep my favorite for last on you. But you're just kind of getting them in the order that they were in my little bag from when I cut these. With my Carl cutter. Okay. Let me grab my Take Your Pick tool here. And I'm going to add a few of these maybe, if I can get them off. I need to probably put a little bit more putty up on my thing. There we go. There we go. They still don't want to come off the greatest. There we go. And I just put a couple on here. And the neat thing with these is that you have two different sizes. So you have a smaller size and a larger size. Can you see that? So yeah, cool, cool, cool. So I put one of the bigger ones on there, and then I'm going to add, man, I do that, and then a lot of it comes out. I always had that problem. Bring out too much of it. I'm going to put one on here, and then I'm going to add one to the bottom down there of the smaller ones. Man, there we go. Let's kind of position it back on there. There we go. How do you refill the putty? This just screws off, and then Stampin' Up! Actually sells replacements, Marcia, for this, which is pretty cool. So this right here screws off, and Stampin' Up! Sells replacements. You get 2 of them in a pack. I don't remember the cost, but they are in our annual catalog, and so that is where you would need to go to find them. But yes, they do sell replacements, and then you just screw that off and put the other one back on. Pretty simple. Okay, so that is my first card for all of you tonight. Ooh and ah, isn't it pretty? I love it. Okay, so before we get too much further, I'm going to show you the paper. Now, my paper, you're only going to be seeing bits and pieces because, as you know, we've cut with the Carl cutter a bunch of this cardstock or paper for my class that I have this month. But here's one of them. And you have that on the back. Now, that is what I used to make that Hershey holder that you saw me present very first on my Facebook Live. Same with this paper. You saw me present this paper just a couple minutes ago. And that's on the opposite side. Oh, good, Marcia. Yes, so that was perfect timing for you then, my dear. You have this one right here with this on the back side. Let's see here. I have some more. Oh, this one. This one's a pretty one. Now, this one I didn't know what to do with at first, but you're going to see what I created here in just a couple minutes because this is my next card. I used this paper right here. I love that you have these bicycles, and the neat thing is it's spaced perfectly for you to be able to cut these and have strips to be able to use it on your card. Isn't that cool? Hi, Jean, and welcome to my Facebook Live tonight. Let's see here. Oh, we have this piece right here that you haven't seen, and look at that. Look how that matches the stamped image that I just did on that first card I showcased. And then you have that one right there. Oh, and this one's one of the most important ones, I think anyway, because you can also cut this into strips, and then this will line up perfectly. Thank you, Pat, for that. This will line up perfectly. Now this one's cut off a little bit, so you wouldn't be able to start to this second line, but look how this lines up perfectly for you to be able to cut them out. So you wouldn't need to, if you didn't want to stamp and then punch, you could just punch these out and it would line up perfectly for you to be able to do that. Okay, so that is all of the paper for this product suite. I love it, love it. Again, versatile that you can use it more than just for Valentine's Day, which is what really drew me into it. Okay, so the next card I'm going to be showcasing is this one right here. So I didn't really know what to do with that designer series paper at first because it was so different than any of the other pieces that were in there. So this is the card that I created with that, and I chose to pull out some of the balmy blue because their balmy blue is in every single strip of this because of the cute little hearts. So that's kind of how I chose the balmy blue for my card base. And then I have, so the ribbon, this is so funny that you asked that, Pat. The ribbon is real red, but the cardstock and the color in the designer series paper is sweet sorbet. I know it, right? Kind of crazy because Stampin' Up! Usually doesn't do that. So anyway, I have my piece of balmy blue, and then I have a 2-inch strip. This might actually be 2 1/4 inch strip. And you can see here, the blue is in all of it. And then I cut a piece of 2 1/4, or another 1/4 inch bigger to be able to lay this behind, so that it would kind of make that pop. Okay. Before I did that, I knew I wanted to add some ribbon, and I wasn't sure where I wanted to add the ribbon. So again, in the zigzag format, I did add some of that real red ribbon. I will tell you that you really can't tell the difference between the two different colors, but I was kind of surprised because I looked at that myself before I started to design my class and go, really? Is that what they did? And I'm like, yeah, they did. So anyway, but it works. It works. So again, I'm just going to design or do these little zigzags here. Now, if you didn't want to use this much ribbon, you could also just put little strips behind it and just put some here and some here, if you're looking at kind of conserving your ribbon a little bit. So there's always different options and things that you can do with your ribbon. I like to use my ribbon because, you know, it's what I get it for, right? Okay, and then we're going to adhere these two pieces together. It does look good, yeah. The darker red is not in the designer series paper, Marcia. That's what's so unique about it. So it is not. Only one in there is the sweet sorbet. I'm saying that right. Blech, say that fast 5 times. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this down to my card. You can see the ribbon kind of sticking out a little bit there. So I'm just going to add some adhesive along the ends here. And this is going to go across here like that. And then I wanted to showcase that punch, okay? So when I started to design this card, I'm like, okay, oh, but I don't have it. Where's that piece of paper at? I might not have that piece of paper, but that's okay. We're gonna go without it. I used one of the punches from the annual catalog, okay? And then I cut out a circle with the layering circles of the designer series paper. Oh, I have it here. So this is the designer series paper. It was upside down. I was looking for this and it was upside down. This is just designer series paper, okay? So I found a circle that coordinated with, and I don't remember the name of this punch, but it is in our annual catalog. And I made sure that I had one of the hearts cut out for the middle of it to have that kind of be my focal point on there. You can see it kind of coordinates with the flowers. Isn't that really pretty? And so I'm just gonna put that together on here. And then I adhered that down with some dimensionals. So don't be afraid to use the paper as your focal point. Nothing has to always be stamped. I love using Stampin' Up! Paper, and I'll tell you why I love using paper. I love using paper because it's easier. If you guys were like to buy this class and you really didn't want the stamp set, this is a prime example of a card that you could just stamp your own sentiment with whatever you wanted on here. You wouldn't necessarily need to have this stamp set. Or if you wanted to just get the punch, you could then punch out all of the different shapes and things. So again, I'm always looking at people who are on a budget. Been there, done that. I mean, I still keep myself on a budget, but I was a single mom for many, many years. So I knew that, you know, I always look for ways to cut things and to make things a little bit better. So that's kind of what I always look at when I do my designing, is to kind of give you guys different ideas of what you can do. Oh, thank you, Pat. I'm glad that you like my designs. Okay, so then I just took the punch. This is the punch that comes with the Country Bouquet bundle. And I just punched out some of the stuff. Didn't even stamp it. So this is the heart, and I just put the heart on here on one little end right here. So I just glued that on there like that. And then I punched out the little one. This is also from the same punch right here. It's the one on the bottom. And did that in, so that one is Sweet Sorbet. This one I did in Petal Pink. And I just added it on there like that. And then I stamped my Happy Valentine's Day in Sweet Sorbet ink on a 1/2 inch strip of what was basic white cardstock. And what I did on this one, I gotta tell you my little trick here. So because this is going to start on a piece that has the dimensionals on it, and it's gonna end on a piece that doesn't, I am going to do, and I know some of you may have seen me do this before, this end is gonna have a dimensional so that it will be at the same level as this. And this end is just gonna have some adhesive on it. So that way I can adhere this part to the piece that already is dimensioned up, and this one will go down on a dimensional, and it just makes it look nice and straight. Otherwise, it would be, if I did another dimensional, this would be higher than that. Okay, so there's a little trick for you. I always like to give you guys little tricks too. The final thing that I did, and I'm not going to do it on camera because my putty thingy is just keeping, well, I guess I can try it. But I used the blue, the basic, or the blue. Yes, so Pat, I do have a class currently open with this, and it ships out actually like in a week or so. So I will post the link for this if you're interested in registering for it. This is actually, this is my class. My class is 10 cards. 2 of each one, and I'm going to be showcasing all 5 designs for you tonight, so you'll be able to see all of them. Okay, so there's that one. So pretty. Now, wouldn't this also be a nice card though, like for a wedding? I don't think it screams Valentine's Day. It can just be love themed. So yeah. Okay, so there's card number 2. Let's see what's next on the pile. Oh, next on the pile is this one right here. And this one, I did use the punches. I punched out these images from the designer series paper. Okay, so this one is all punched out, not stamped. I am a big user of the paper and punches, and I try to, like I said, I try to not always have it be all stamping up stuff. Because I just, don't like to do that. So Courtney is asking, did online fun party? No, well, what actually was the demise of Carl was me cutting out some cards for Claire's class. So, yeah, I was cutting out one of her optional classes, and that was it. Yeah, my online kits are already out. All of you doing the online fun party next Wednesday, those kits went out today, so be looking for them to come. They always go out the Wednesday before. So anyway, hopefully everyone gets them in time. So anyway, this one I used the Petal Pink for my card base. And I have a layer here of 5 1/4 by 4 mint macaron. And I chose the mint macaron because it paired nicely with the designer series paper. So yes, Pat, I also do, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, my blog is a work in progress. I'm actually doing a blogging class so I can learn a little bit better about blogging and using my new WordPress blog that I had redone about it's about a year ago. I just began a 10-week intensive course on learning stuff. I know you guys are probably thinking, when do you have time? I've been doing a lot of it on my lunch hours. I'll finish up my week 1 homework tonight, but the training is on Friday and it's over my lunch hours, which makes it really nice. And so I do have a PDF tutorial store out there. I have not updated it in a while, but starting the new year, I will be updating it. So I do have a PDF tutorial store on my website. Just ignore that there's a lot of stuff on there. I have not done a blog post since last May. Ooch, I know, I'm sorry. I do have other aspects of it that I have kept updated, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself until after I take my class, because I'm going to be learning a lot of stuff about that. And when you do this stuff, no one really teaches it to you. You're on your own. So I'm very excited to learn it and be able to do a little bit better job for all of you on it. So. Okay, so here I added the burlap. I wanted more of the neutral color. I think it just looks nicer together. So this is, oh, Luann, this might be your favorite. Yeah, I know. What I think is so cool is all of the different versatility of colors that is in the paper pack that allows me to kind of get creative with it and have different ones look different, different color schemes of things. And that's, again, what I do. I always try to use all of the designer series paper so that when I create my classes, I don't have a ton of leftover. And again, it lets you guys see how you can recreate some of these things for yourself as well. Using those stylish shapes. I'm not sure why they did that to us as demonstrators. 2 SH's together just don't work very well. These are just some of those layering together. I have a basic white that I layered with a mossy meadow. Pulling out the mossy meadow, that's behind there. Hello, Marianne, and welcome. Glad that you are here. You can always go back and watch the replay of the beginning part 2. So we're just glad to have you here. So this I'm just going to adhere down with a few dimensionals. Thank you, Shireen. And take off the backings, and I'm so bad because I just throw them on the floor. I'll have to clean them up because my person who cleans for me cleaned today, and I started with a really nice clean floor. I don't think she's gonna like to see it be messy. Okay, so then I just kind of layered these pieces on there. And so for this one I did dimensionals, so I'm just gonna add 1 to the middle. Okay, and oh, Cindy, I just got my nails done yesterday, and I have never ever done gray that I can remember. Like, I am not a gray person. And when I told him that I didn't know what I wanted, he's like, well, it's kind of, I gotta always tell you, so the guy that does my nails, his name is Fong, and so I gotta share with you my Fong stories, because he says to me, well, our weather here in Michigan's been really blah and icky for the last week. It's been very dreary, not much sun, and just nah. And so he says to me, so I'm going to make your nails match the weather. And I went, oh, okay, you can do that. Anyway, so he said that the gray was to match the weather. Now on this one, you can see I'm using all of the pieces of paper that I have from my pack. So let me use glue dots. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to adhere on here. Maybe. My adhesive's being kind of, there we go. So this one, the little leaves are going to actually be the mint macaron, okay? Again, I always tell people, just because what you see, you think you have to do it the same, you can always change it up to maximize your paper and use all the different little pieces of it. And these two pieces are just gonna go underneath here like this and like that. Voila, there you have it. And then I'm gonna top this off with the Happy Valentine's Day. And that I cut on a 3/4 inch piece of paper, and I'm matting it on a 1 inch piece of paper. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of cut the ends off here. Hoping you guys can still see because my computer once again decided to take my video away, but I can still see that I'm live with you all. So hopefully there's no issues. And then I just cut those ends off. Okay, and then this is going to get adhered down on here. And if you really wanted to, you could use, the paper trimmer and get those perfect, but I don't do that when I'm getting ready for a Facebook Live because, usually I only have limited time with my craziness going on in my life. And then that's going to get adhered down with, oh good, you guys. So yeah, I don't need to see myself. As long as you guys can see me, that's all I care about. And I can tell that I'm still in the middle and all that. So if there's any issues, someone needs to comment because I can't, my computer screen is just sitting there swirling. I can see comments, but I can't see my video. So if I decide to move off on the side on you guys, you're going to have to let me know. How's that? I'm pretty good at knowing where my center is though. Okay, and then topping this off with some of these awesome little, I used the pink on this. You can see that I used a lot more of the pink than I did almost any of the other ones. And there you have that card. Pretty, pretty. Okay, next. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to do, I guess I'll do them right in order. I was going to do my next favorite one, but we'll do them in order. So the next one is this one right here. And for this one, I used the punch just to punch out the stuff. Again, no stamping on this one. So again, I love you is all that you would need. So if you were interested in this class and you did not want the stamp set, you wouldn't need to get it, really. Well, I guess you might, because I did do a couple of those cards with that great big floral heart. But you could always improvise and use something different too. So for this one, I used the well-worn embossing folder from the annual catalog, and I did emboss this basic white 5 1/4 by 4 piece. And then I have a 4 by 3 piece backed behind a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm just going to adhere those two together. And then this is going to adhere down to the center of my basic white layer. And then I just wrapped some ribbon right around the center of that. So this one I used, and I am almost out of ribbon, but I'll have enough for these. So this one I used the burlap again. So pretty. This ribbon is just, I love it. And it's not like a true burlap. It's very flexible. It's more like a linen ribbon. So it's very flexible, very, very, very easy to use, which is wonderful. All right, so this is just going to go around the center here, like that. Whoops, and then I stick it to my finger. And then this is now good to get adhered down to the card base. And then from there, I just did some layering onto some of the layering circles. So I have a basic white on top of a sweet sorbet. So I'm just going to adhere those two together. And that went down with some dimensionals. Duke, Duke, and Duke. We'll do 3 of them. And then just layered my hearts. So my heart, again, is just punched out from that piece. So this went on with a dimensional as well. Like that. This paper is very pretty. I agree, Philomena. And this, I'm just going to adhere down with a little bit of adhesive. Nothing fancy there. And then I just took these two and made it look like it was like a little leaf coming down. adhered those two together. So let me just do that. A glue dot would probably have worked really good for that, but that's okay. So adhered those two together, and you can see sometimes I just cheat with my adhesive. And then that's just gonna stick underneath here like that. And then I embellished it with those awesome little sequins. And I have a little I love you. Look at that, I love you. I love you all. You guys are so awesome. And it's so fun to create with you every single week. And I appreciate you all for watching every week. And then that will go on with, oh, Courtney, you like this one? It's so neat to see the different ones that you all like. It's kind of cool. That's what I always say when I'm designing. Okay, it might not be my favorite, but it might be somebody else's favorite. And the last but not least, some of these little gems, and I'm having much better luck getting them off just by grabbing them with my fingers than trying to use the take your pick tool on these. I think it's because they're domed down and it's hard to get underneath of them. So I'm just going to add a few of those to the card, and there you have it. Hopefully I'm still nice and centered because, like I said, my screen is just swirling it with the video, but you guys' comments are, oh, thank you, Marcia. Your comments are still coming in, so I think we're good. I think I'll make it. All right, and this is my last one for tonight. And this one, again, you can see I showcased the paper with the stamped image. Isn't that cool? So see how neat that Stampin' Up! Just makes this all kind of coordinate together. So for this one, it's the Sweet Sorbet for the card base. Thank you, Jean. I'm glad you like them. And then on this one, I did cut the Designer Series paper. I believe this is 1 1/4, and I cut it the right way so that the hearts would be going down because you don't want it to look silly otherwise, right? And then, oh, I do have a piece of this that I put down 5 1/4 by 4, and this is the petal pink. And again, I embossed it with the well-worn embossing folder just to give it a little bit of texture. So that we can go ahead and adhere down. And then these two we're going to adhere together as well. And then these two, I did add a little bit of ribbon to it. Let me, there we go. Ta-da! Okay, I added a little bit of this real red ribbon around it. And I still cheat. I don't like to tie a bow, so I still cheat with it, even though it's smaller and littler. So you can see here, I'm starting to just wrap this around, and I'm gonna cut that off right there. So it doesn't go all the way around. I'm gonna then adhere this down to my card. And this will go the full size all the way to the 5 1/4 or 5 1/2. And then we're gonna cut a little piece of this real red ribbon, and we are going to tie it underneath here. And then just tie it around and tie it into a knot like the beginning of tying a shoe. Ta-da! And trim off our edges at an angle. Okay, and then the next thing I did is I did this. Now, again, I stamped all of these in advance to save me a little bit of time so that I can showcase some more cards for you guys. It would take me longer. I'd only be able to get to pot through probably 3 of them if I had to stamp everything. But this I stamped with the Mossy Meadow again and with the Sweet Sorbet. And you can see that it just lines up perfectly together. This is, once again, those dies that I can't say very good. The Stylish Shapes. If I think about it, I do okay. This is one of the squares from them. And then that I just adhered down here to my card like that. Added my sentiment. This I did put on with some dimensionals. So let me add some dimensionals in here. Ta-da! There we go. And this will get adhered. I put my ribbon down a little bit lower than I did on my sample, but that's okay. It'll still all fit in here. And then I have my, oops, although I do have that on there a little crooked, and I don't like it crooked. So we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna make it straight. There we go. And then I did put on, which I dropped on the floor and it went way far away from me. But I do have that, I Love That We Are Friends again, where I cut it at an angle on the one, added it down to the bottom, and then added some of those cute little gems in there. So let me bring in all of my cards that I featured and showcased tonight. Now, again, this is a class that is currently open. I believe it's $43 shipped to you. There's also an option for you to add on the stamp set or the stamp set or the stamp set and the punch if you would like. It comes with all the supplies already cut for you to assemble. So you would get all of these things already cut. You just wouldn't get the stamped images. And love this bundle a lot. I think it's so cute. If you're just wanting 2 or 3 of these cards, your best option then would be to put in an online order with me. Anybody who orders with me through 8 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, you'll receive 3 of these cards in the mail already done for you to be able to send out. And then the last thing I made tonight was our cute little 3D project with the heart on here, showcasing those dual or double heart punches that are available in our annual catalog. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed all of my cards tonight. I believe next week I'm going to be really putting a little plug in for my club. Next week you're going to be seeing I'm actually going to show you guys all of the cards that we're going to be making, and I have a couple other things I'm going to be making using the new gnome, the friendly gnome stamp set. And that is the stamp set that I'm featuring in my first club kit that will go out. It won't go out till the middle to end of February, and I'm doing it that way because I'm giving myself time to promote my new club because it's brand new. I'm just starting this new club. Again, I kind of call it the Kim Vogel Basement Bunch Stampers version of Paper Pumpkin, because it will include everything with the option for you to buy the stamp set, or if you already own the stamp set, or if you want to use something different. But all the pieces and parts would come for you to be able to assemble them with a complete PDF tutorial emailed to you as well, so that you could then duplicate those cards on your own. So with that, I hope that you've all enjoyed my Facebook Live for tonight. And I hope that you all liked my cards and my presentation. And I look forward to seeing you guys all back here next week for more inspiration and fun. And I will also let you guys all know once my blog is completely ready, although you can go look at it now if you want, but it's really a work in progress. But I do have my online registration link on my website under Join the BB Club, monthly club, for you to be able to click on and sign up for that club. All right, with that, I'm going to sign off and tell you all have a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. I'll be back with you all live next Thursday night. And of course, I'll be posting throughout the week for more inspiration and fun. So make sure you check out my Facebook group and my Facebook page. All right, bye everyone.